And hello, I am so excited to have you join us today. Listen, it smells good up in here. The flavor, the aromas, oh my gosh, I'm just so excited about today's show. We are going to taste some amazing food today. I want you to join in, grab somebody, watch this show today. It's going to be incredibly informative and amazing with our local entrepreneur. Rick Babyack. He is the owner of Rick's Catering and Events. And listen, I am your host, Michelle Shirley, CEO, Chief Heart Officer for BeStrong International. And today we're just going to have a really good time. So, Rick, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited about today. I walked in here and I was like, oh my gosh, it smells so good. I have no idea, by the way, what I'm going to be eating or experimenting with today, but I'm just excited that you were able to join us.
I'm excited to be here. Definitely, Michelle. Thank you so much for having me. It's really exciting to be a part of this.
Yes, yes. So, when I go to events and I see you there, first of all, I'm like, yes, Rick's here. I know the food's going to be amazing, right? I know we met too through BNI, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Carlos.
Yeah.
Yes, I met Carlos first, and then visited your BNI chapter, and you were like, I know you. It's like, yeah. So that's how we met. It was through BNI, and the rest is history.
Amazing. So I'm sure you shout out your BNI group, and I'm going to shout out mine.
Yeah, BNI Powerhouse Plantation. We've only been operating up and running for like 3 months now, and it's doing great. I've been nominated for a Member of the Year through BNI Broward. So
awesome.
it's coming full circle now. So it's great.
That's really great. And I'm with BNI Synergy in Broward as well, Dania Beach. Woo, excited. So that's an amazing group to join. But I know deeper than that, let's talk a little bit about your Miami story. Like, how did you end up in Miami? Were you born and raised in Miami? Tell the people like where you're from.
So my story is I was actually adopted when I was 2 years old from Seoul, South Korea. And the story goes is I just found out that I was actually born in Busan. And I was adopted when I was 2 out of Seoul. I came to the United States and I grew up in New Jersey by Caucasian parents. So I grew up Caucasian. My background is South Korean. So, it's been a travel. It's been, a story. I ended up in Miami about 20 years ago. My wife and I were discussing that the other day, and the rest is history, just engulfing myself in the many cultures that are South Florida and Miami, and just being in the hospitality industry my entire life, growing from the ground up. I mean, the first time I ever cooked was actually in my home kitchen at 6 years old with my grandfather, making breakfast. And because I looked up to him so much, I wanted to be a chef, and, went through the ranks, through the stages, and just kind of came up on my own. The School of Hard Knocks taught me a lot.
Oh, wow. Now you just unpacked a whole lot of stuff on me, right? I'm thinking about 6 years old, coming to the United States, of course, at 2. Tell me a little bit about your parents. Like, did they ever share with you, what that story was like when they first adopted you? And did they also help you to manage to keep your roots as far as knowing where you were from and then acclimating here to the States?
Well, that situation's a little difficult because I was raised in, a traditional Caucasian family.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I was not raised to know my background. Of course, I would look at my parents in the mirror and be like, they knew that. Of course, I didn't look like
that, right?
So at the age of like 6 years old, I'd be like, so, okay, tell me.
Right.
And they would be very forthcoming with it. They told me that when they were looking to adopt because they couldn't have children of their own. So, they went through a family friend, which was close by or was a neighbor. And they said, we're looking to adopt because we can't have children. So they looked at different agencies, and Holt International, which is a big Korean adoptee agency for the United States, back in 1983. Wow. So they looked, and I was honestly, I'd never like to say I was lucky. I was blessed to be adopted because, because a lot of 2-year-old children do not get adopted at 2 because a lot of Americans want
babies, right? They want to be able to go through the whole process of having a baby.
So to be 2 years old, to be able to come to America and not having to go through those trials and tribulations as a somebody that was adopted or somebody that wasn't able to be adopted to grow up in poverty. I feel blessed, and to be able to grow a business and have the family I have, to have the support that I have now is amazing.
Wow. Wow.
So it's a long story.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I kind of gave you the brief synopsis of it.
Wow. And I don't know if people know this.
No, really, they don't, because I mean, I am who I am.
Right.
And I built my company on the ground up, knowing that I like to give back to BeStrong, because I was definitely very privileged as a child. And I like to give my time back because I know that I was privileged to the people and the community that aren't so. So I am definitely blessed to be where I am. So I love to support the children and the community that isn't.
Wow. I mean, just incredible. And I don't want to even I can sense the emotion too for you, even as you're speaking about it.
Yeah.
That it's a lot there. You know, I do want to say thank you for what you're doing. You are so resilient and so strong. I think when you project yourself, there's such a level of professionalism and compassion and care for what you do that people don't know. You know, we don't know each other's stories, right? We're walking past each other every day. We're talking, we're doing business, we're sharing things, and yet we don't know the intimate stories of the people that we interact with the most, right?
100%.
And so I would just say kudos to you for sharing that on such a wide scale today with our audience. But at the same time, thank you for supporting BeStrong. And I'm sure after this, so many other entities will reach out to you, not just because of your story, but I think because of the fact that you understand what it means to give back. And that's what nonprofits really are about. How do we create an ROI for everyone in the community so that we can thrive as a very just generous and giving Miami that we want Miami to continue to be, right?
100%.
Yeah, so cool. Tell me about your grandfather, and maybe was there a favorite dish that he made that you wanted to emulate, you know, for the first time, and you decided to try something up with him?
You know what it was is that him and my grandmother were like really big in my life. So there would be this one dish that they would make all the time, and I really wish I had the recipe before they passed. It was made out of tomato soup. It was almost like a bolognese, but a basic bolognese made with tomato soup, ground beef, tomato paste, and pasta. And it was just like one of those flavors that sticks out to you as a child. And we called it grandma spaghetti.
Aww.
They would make it together, and there would be no other dish like it. It would be just one of those things that would be, it's like a comfort food, you know, that you think back to your childhood. People think mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese as their comfort. That was my comfort food growing up. So, yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful to hear. Now, is there a dish now that you would say, as you've gone through this whole experience of different cuisines and learning how to make all this stuff, is there something now that you would say, like, I definitely want to know how to master this, or I have mastered it and this is my best dish?
I gotta say, my wife's Jamaican, so her father...
What a mix. What a mix.
Exactly. So her father introduced me to oxtail. I never knew what it was before. And he's like, you want to try this? I was like, what's this? He's like, it's oxtail. I was like, what's oxtail? Me being in the food industry.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I'll try it. I was like, oh, wow, this is good.
Right.
And I kept on eating it. I was like, okay. I got to get his recipe to this day. I was like, man, I got to master my grandfather, his oxtail, because my kids ask for it all the time.
Now, listen, I love oxtail. Okay. I've recently converted back to start, eating meat here and there. But I can tell you, it's when it falls off the bone.
Exactly.
Or when you taste a piece of it and it's like the fat there and you just chew
and
it.
The flavor that just comes out.
Oh my gosh. And then with the dumplings mixed in with it, oh my God, it's just, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. Exactly.
We can go on and on. Right, we go on and on. Now, have you been to Jamaica?
I have. We went back in, what was it? When we were first married. So it's been like 13 years.
Okay.
So
okay. You got to go again. You got to go again.
Kids,
because the food there, I mean, there's so many other dishes here that, when I go to a Jamaican restaurant, sometimes I'm sad because all of the options aren't there like what
Exactly.
you would have as far as like when you hit Jamaica. But I've tried some even amazing soups that normally I have not ever tried here that
Or
are
getting
just
the
like,
jerk right off the side of the road, off the
oh
grill.
yeah, yeah. Off the side of the road, right? Off the side of the road.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. So tell us a little bit about how you've built your business till now, right? You said you started in the hospitality industry, but tell us a little bit about that progress. And like today, I mean, you are like hot stuff. Like I'm seeing you everywhere, literally, right?
So pretty much I always, when I practice what I preach, right? So I've grown myself because I was like Guy Fieri always says, he started from the ground up. I started in fast food. I went through the ranks of washing dishes to being a prep cook to working for a big catering facility up in New Jersey. That's when I first officially like got into a real kitchen, was in high school. And
Wow.
when I became, because I went through cook, I became a bartender, I became a banquet server, a banquet captain, ran caterings. Also, I oversaw different restaurants. My latest hotel that I was at the Lowe's on Miami Beach. I ran
Wow.
Mount Sinai retail areas for their cafes. Then I was at the GM of St. Thomas University for their food and beverage program over there.
Wow.
So along the way, I just learned how to do it, and that's how I would gain the respect of everybody around me because I would never ask them to do something that I wouldn't do myself for them. So it was earning that trust, earning that respect, and that's what I do for my clients too, to let them know, hey, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be the person that you talk to. I'm going to have that personalized touch. I always say early's on time's late because I'd rather be early so you know I'm there and they can count on me to be there no matter what.
Yeah.
So I'm the face of my business. So I need to make sure that I keep that, respect and that knowledge to them so they can pass my name along to everybody else.
Yeah, and no, your name is without doubt definitely all over Miami as far as the credibility, the value of the food that you offer, just the quality of the food is amazing. And definitely when I say on time, like he was here in the studio before we even got here, and I was getting texts from Michael like, "Hey, Rick is here." I'm like, "Oh my goodness, we're on our way!" Right?
Yes.
So that just shows the level of professionalism that you have. And what you don't want is you don't want your guests or the person who is having this amazing event, whatever that is, right, to feel at ends or at odds with
Exactly.
like, oh my gosh, are they going to show up? Are they going to be on time? Do we have time to be able to get all these things in order? Like running an event itself is
It's high pressure.
it's high pressure. I know.
You know.
I know. My team knows. So having someone as professional as you come in and knowing that with that piece it's set and you can kind of rest and knowing that, okay, Rick's got it, is one of the best things I think in Miami that we could have, right?
Yeah.
We have so many vendors, so many things. Traffic is terrible, right?
Exactly.
You want to make sure that the food is on time and it's hot and it's great quality food, right?
Exactly.
And that's what you
All
provide.
the time.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
100%.
So has there ever been a time where someone has asked you for like a crazy dish and you're just like, let me get back to you on that. I don't even know if I can make that or I haven't heard of that. Does that still even happen to you?
It does because I like to be honest with my
Right.
clients, right? Like I'm not going to lie and tell you that I can make something that I can't and that it's not going to come out genuine.
Right.
I can tell you that I will try my best, but if you want this certain dish, I don't particularly know how to make, but I will try my best to put it out. That's why I would always do a taste test with them first. And hey, you let me know how you enjoy this. There's no cost to it. Just want to make sure that you feel comfortable with me making this dish. And I've done it prior. It's all about love at the end of the day. It's not about following a recipe. There's a million recipes on how to do things and people follow it to the T. But if you don't put that love into your food and your desire, and what you feed them would be what you feed to your own family, put it on the table for your kids and for your husband or wife. That's what makes the difference at the end of the day.
Yeah. And what do you get when you see people eat your food and they're connecting with other people. Because I almost feel like, we in our organization, we're big on what we've called heart skills, right?
Yes.
And the first level of heart skills is connection, right? Authentic connections. And I almost feel like food can help people to connect in a totally different way. Tell me what you've seen around that concept.
I think it's just the appreciation, right? Like we always say around the holiday times, and no matter what, dinner, breakfast, lunch, that food is the centerpiece of everything. It brings people together. It brings back memories. It brings back good times, whether, with their family members that aren't here anymore. It's those traditional dishes that you can bring to the table that when you sit around the table and you watch people and they're just laughing, they're enjoying themselves, and you can see the genuine smile and the authenticity that comes from them. And when they say, thank you, you really made my night or made my day. That is the best thing, and the best appreciation that I can get is thank you for doing this. And I appreciate your work and your heart and your dedication to your craft.
Yeah, that sounds so good. And I know too that we're living in a time where people really want like high sales, high productivity, very much about like getting the brand out there. But when you really think about connecting with the person who's supposed to be doing this event for you, it can be a little bit off, right? You're not really sure if this person is really going to come through, if they're for you. It really sounds like you are taking this to a level of, and I love what you said, it's a level of, I'm cooking this and putting love into this as if I'm serving my own family every time, hands down.
Yes.
That's incredible, Rick. That's not something that I think people think about.
They think about money.
They think about money.
I think about quality. And, that's why I put a price on quality, right? You got to love what you do. And unfortunately, if I'm too high for you, I'm sorry. I may be too high for you because I know what I offer. I know what I put into it, and I know the time and dedication that I put towards it. So I'm okay if you want to use somebody else, because I've learned that over the years now that you got to believe in yourself and you believe in what you do and the quality that you put out.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is when it comes down to it. Like, I'm here for you 100% every time you sign that paper. So, I know what I'm going to give to you.
I love it. I love it so much. I want to, before we transition, I want to challenge you on something.
Gotcha.
Are you ready?
My pleasure. I'm ready for anything.
Okay. So I would say that I would love to know that by the end of this year, that you would really try to make your grandma's spaghetti.
I will do that. I'll put it together and
I want to taste it.
I will.
I want to taste your grandma's
I'll
spaghetti.
bring it down.
Yeah. Is
Absolutely.
that cool? Does that sound cool?
100%. I will do that by the end of this year.
Yeah. I really feel like that is a beautiful thing that you could pass down to even your kids. When I think about your story and what could have been.
Yeah.
And where you are right now in a different country because two people decided to take a chance on you, right? I would love for you to have something that's special to pass on to your beautiful kids.
Yeah.
And to your family. And it's all about connection.
It is.
It's about what we talked about as far as love and putting all that into the food and what those memories become. And I would really love for you to create that with your family. And then I want to just taste a little piece.
Don't worry.
I just want to taste a little piece. That was part of it. Yes. Right? Yeah. Is that cool?
I will, absolutely.
All right. So then I'll come back on the show and say, guys, guess what? I have a little piece, right? I have a little piece of his memories. I think that's so cool. Okay. So this food is blowing me away as far as the smell. I want us to hop over now and I want you to show me what you've made. Now, mind you, I have no idea what I'm about to taste. I'm not even afraid because I know Rick has good stuff here. I'm going to make sure that we've got these mics going here. And let me see. This has not been done at community newspapers, by the way. I just want to say it has not been done, right? We're just coming out the box 2025,
Yeah,
right? So
exactly.
tell me what you've got here. I'm ready. My taste buds are ready.
All
I'm
right,
excited.
Michelle. So happy Lunar New Year to all the Asians out there. It's Happy New Year for the Chinese, for the Koreans, for the Taiwanese, for the Filipinos.
Wow.
So it's the year of the snake. So
Tell me
do you
about
know what
that.
the year of the snake
No,
means?
I have no idea. Tell me
So
about
pretty
that.
much, you know, a snake sheds its skin, right? So when the snake sheds its skin, it's got a brand new skin, a brand new coat. So it's out with the old, in with the new. So everything in the past is in the past. Now you're bringing on blessings and you're bringing on new wealth. You're thinking about the wealth. You're thinking about the future and how you can expand on the future and to bring positivity into your life.
Well, you know what? I'm all about it.
I hear you.
Putting the past behind. 2024 is gone and done.
Exactly.
All things new in 2025. I love it.
So let's move forward.
Yes, let's do it.
So what I have
So
for
is that
you.
a snake? Okay.
No.
All right.
This is a traditional Korean dish, which is dumpling. It's called mandu. It's vegetable. So I know you're going to enjoy this because you don't really eat meat all that much.
Right.
So I'm going to get you a little piece.
Wow. And everybody's jealous right now because I'm the first to eat it.
There you go.
And
Then,
do
of
I
course, there's-
dip it in that? Oh yeah, that sauce looks yummy.
All right.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Sweet sauce. There you go. Here's the fork for you.
So this is a dumpling. I was
It's a
just about to
dumpling.
use my fingers. I
You
mean,
can use them.
I'm so unprofessional right
It's
now.
okay.
Okay. I'm just gonna try this here. Make sure it doesn't fall off. Oh my gosh, guy. Mm-hmm.
Good?
Bro, what is going on? Like, what's in here?
It's just a mixture of Asian vegetables. So you got some zucchini, you got squash, you got snow
What?
peas.
Like, so
Onion.
my kids would eat this because this is healthy stuff.
Exactly.
Did
And
you?
it's pan-seared.
I was just about to say if you fried it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pan-seared. Just some olive oil
Mm.
in a pan, and it's really easy.
Oh my. Wow. No, seriously. And the sauce. Tell me about the sauce. Like,
It's just like a sweet chili sauce. So it's, you know, one of those basic sauces
oh
that
my
you
God, I
can
don't
get.
even want to move on to the next thing. Right? I'm gonna go back. Oh my God. Okay. So.
All right, so I got some basic white rice here.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's served with all
Mm.
Asian dishes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have some traditional beef bulgogi and chicken bulgogi that they serve at every function for Korean New Year.
Mm.
So I'll give you some white rice.
Wow. You just mix it together with the sauce.
Exactly.
Wow. And this just means like prosperity for me,
Prosperity.
health and wellness.
Exactly.
Like I'm put together
exactly.
all over again.
All over again.
2025.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm definitely gonna eat all of it. I need it.
There
Beach
you
trying to
go.
do some big things here. This year. Rick, you're doing some big things this year. OMG. Okay, wait.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever made this for you guys.
I don't think so either, but and I see the onions in here and the green onions. Bro,
Good, right?
wow. This is really good. This is so good. Wow. So like have you reached out to any families that you know that you serve that are looking for this right now too? Because
I kind of do it for my family right now because we started up the tradition like 2 years ago. This way because I started learning a little bit more because I wanted to be able to open my children up
of
to
course.
the culture and they would ask me. So my wife was a big proponent of us doing this. So I'm gonna probably start promoting it more often
I
now.
think so.
and then
There's
being able
such
to
a
open
mix
it
of
up.
Cultures here in Miami.
So-
I'm almost sure.
Yeah, and I've met a lot of people that on my journey throughout Broward and Miami that have opened me up to like knowing about my culture. I've met a lot of Korean from the Korean embassy
What?
in Miami, and so it's been a good tour for me.
Wow.
A lot of lifelong learning experiences.
I know, and there's so much to know, right?
There is. There's a whole world out there that you wouldn't even know about unless you were open to it.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is amazing. Well, I'm just excited. I hope that after today, people really get to know more about not just you, but the work that you were doing in the community, as far as even with working with us, and I'm sure other nonprofits would reach out to you for their services. I want you to blow up, man. I mean, don't forget about us.
No,
But
don't
I
worry.
want you to blow up
You'll always
because
come first.
your food is amazing. And like I said, I'm always happy to see you around. Now, I know you shared with me that there's something going on with a friend of yours who's a chef.
Yes.
So I want you to take a moment to and just share right there in that camera a little bit about what's going on with your chef and the support that you're asking for today.
So his name is Frederick Dallaire. He was the executive chef for the Lowe's on Miami Beach for 14 years. He's developed non-Hodgkin's lymphoma stage 4. It's spread to his brain. Excuse me. So we're trying to raise funds for him and his family, and started a GoFundMe. So if you guys are willing to share, and I've got the information I can give to Shirley and be able to Michelle. I'm sorry, I called you by your last name. I apologize. To Michelle, and then this way you can help support. He has a 13-year-old daughter. He has a wife that can only work part-time due to these illnesses. So anything would be great. He's worked so hard to help develop the culinary industry in South Florida. He ran the South Beach Wine and Food Festival for 12 years, and he was at the host hotel ever since it opened. So it's just a big thing for him and his family. So they're going through some hard times. So I just like to support them.
Yeah, and that's what good friends do.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And then you've been a big supporter as well. So I appreciate it.
Of course, of course. So as we end on that note, I want to just remind you that Rick is asking today for support for his friend who's been this local chef in the community for so long. And at the same time, we are asking today for, just for you to learn more about what Rick is doing in the community. Definitely, if there's a way that people can get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to reach you as well to learn about your catering services? Because I know you do not just this. The last time we spoke, you are actually also helping with events, that other piece of planning. You want to talk about that for the few minutes we have left? Yeah.
Absolutely. You can go on my website, or you can also reach me on my personal cell phone or through email. My cell phone is 786-210-4766. My catering website, which is www.uniq-catering.com. And we can help provide tables, chairs, DJs, setup, everything that a caterer may need or you guys may need in home. We can have delivered to your house, and we can help set up, as well as event planners. So we're pretty much your one-stop shop for all your catering needs.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for what you've done today. You have opened us up to just the amazing world of food and catering, and just even the new year and what it could bring.
Yes.
With these wonderful dishes that you've provided. I'm sure the rest of the studio is just waiting to hop in here when we're done live. So I'm just going to stall a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. But I do want to say that, Rick, and like I said before, I think you're an amazing individual. I am so honored to share this space with you today, for you to share your craft with the world. There are so many amazing local Miami folks just like you that are doing incredible things and having created just amazing stories to share with the community. I think what we forget sometimes is that we all bleed the same.
Yes.
Right? We have different stories, but those stories should actually be bringing us together 100%. So that we can be on one accord and to help our communities thrive and support the work that we're all doing in some form or another. Because whether it's me running a nonprofit, we still have events.
Yes.
We still have parents and kids that we want to feed. We have donors and stuff that we want to do events with and support as well. And that's where you come in. And then I think at the end of the day, it's all about creating this amazing Miami that we love to live in and we want to work in and continue to play in together, right? So I love that. So Thank you so much for being a part of the Be Strong show. Again, it is all about heart skills. It's all about connecting. It is all about healthy relationship skills. I want you to, again, just look down at the page there on our screen for more information about the GoFundMe account for his chef friend here who is in this situation of need. That's what Miami is about. We are a community that's about generosity and supporting one another. And that's really what Be Strong is about. It's not about just us putting our platform out there for the public, but it's about us sharing with you the importance of connecting and caring about others so that we can have and live in this beautiful place that we call